Carl, you ever been turned into a pumpkin / rodent and then transformed into a beautiful chauffeur or wheel?
I got stuck at the rodent phase,
Ah.
waiting to be turned into something better. I don't think it's ever coming.
Oh, bro, very Gus core right now. You're just kind of screaming Gus.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. When I say rodent, though, I'm more like sexy rat boy.
Oh, no,
you
buddy,
know,
buddy,
I'm like
buddy.
challenges
No,
rat
no,
boy.
no. You're
huh?
2012 rat. It's just yuck. Spit on
I'm
it.
just full Remy. I can
Oh,
cook
you're very
a meal.
ratatouille. Yeah, you're very
I'm
ratatouille.
so ratatouille, but the fat friend. The one that's just like, I just taste the cheese,
I just
man.
get the cheese. Just give me the goddamn cheese. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
This is
Who would watch this?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about a Cinderella Story, which currently has a 3.2 on Letterboxd, a 5.9 on IMDb, and an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, what's the plot?
Routinely exploited by her wicked stepmother, the downtrodden Samantha Montgomery is excited about the prospect of meeting her internet boo at the school's Halloween dance.
Oscar, a Cinderella Story.
Yes.
A tale as old as time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it feels like a movie that should have been requested.
Yeah.
Like we've been looking at like what do people want? What have
Yes.
people been requesting? Like it's the Sydney Whites, it's the Wild Childs, and I think this Hilary Duff classic fits right in. That's
I
why
think
we
people
picked
have
it.
gone, well, no, that's a very good film. Don't touch it, you piece of shit. You
Like it's
kill
a
yourself.
bad film,
Yeah.
and Jennifer Coolidge happens to be good in it. Okay, they're two different
No,
things.
no. Everyone knows if Jennifer Coolidge is good in a film, it's a good film. That's just how film works, okay, Carl? Where'd you get your degree? You go to wacky college?
All right, Oscar. Before we get into it, let's go back in time to before we had seen the movie and try and figure out who we thought would watch it.
Carl, the little rats are back, and this time they're making a dress. I've not seen this one, so I assume it's pretty much play for the rats.
Oh, you've never seen this?
Never seen this.
Oh, huge. I've seen this too many times.
Gotcha.
Against
Why?
my will.
Oh,
My
gotcha.
partner has major nostalgia for Cinderella Story. Yeah, I've seen this film more times than I should have. My
Yes.
partner's a massive fan, very nostalgic for it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have to watch this yearly.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't love it.
You don't love it? Was the first time not like a bit of like a, oh wow, what's this got to go? I've never seen it. I mean, have we done 2 Cinderellas on this podcast?
Yeah, so we did the Camilla Cabello,
Yeah.
and we did Barbie.
Barbie Cinderella? Was that? Oh, no, Yeah, I think so.
I think Barbie Cinderella.
We've talked about the story a lot.
Yeah, I think so. And then it feels like Ella Enchanted is very Cinderella core.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's fairy tale
yeah,
adjacent.
that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it absolutely is. So it feels like we've done this story a lot. Yeah, I don't love this movie. I'm keen to talk about Hilary Duff. Do you know the famous beats of it? Do you know the "waiting for you" is like waiting for rain in this drought line?
I feel like I've had those quotes thrown at me quite aggressively, and it'll be nice to see the context, what if it's earned. It feels like that's like to be or not to be for women in their 20s.
This is Shakespeare for a new generation, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know when in his career it was, but it feels like this is very much like this is why I love Chad Michael Murray. Like,
Gotcha.
I think people that have a crush on Chad Michael Murray is this, and then One Tree Hill. I don't know if One Tree Hill came beforehand, but something around there.
It's the Chad Michael Murray effect.
It's the Chad Michael Murray show.
Yeah.
You know, and then also the other greatest tidbit about it as well is Regina King's in this. Academy Award winner Regina King.
What does she play?
She is like, I think, a diner worker.
Gotcha.
So, I guess maybe she's the godmother. She's probably the godmother figure.
Oh,
So, yeah.
That's clever. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see it. It has got dreadful reviews. I was surprised. It's got like 11 on Metacritic. It's got like pretty dirty. It's rotten.
Yeah,
in
I
Denmark.
looked it up and I thought this was a straight to DVD film, but it went to a cinema.
Gotcha.
It went to cinemas.
Yeah.
So
Hilary Duff was booked and busy, wasn't she?
she was really around.
Yeah.
Bless her.
God.
Oscar, who do you think is going to want to watch Cinderella
Oh, well,
Story?
I think it's okay. I mean, really, it has. Like, people are still watching it, quoting it, so it's got something. I'm keen. You know what? I'm gonna be the who would watch this. That's right. I'm eager to watch this, Carl. I'm eager to watch this.
You.
It's me.
That's
It's
crazy.
moi.
I think it's going to be
That or people that want I don't know, what's that profile picture for your Letterboxd? I feel like Jennifer Coolidge is normally popped in there, or Lizzie McGuire. If you want a sort of like, look at me, 2000s, haha, that's for you.
Yeah, I think this is for Hilary Duff fans.
Yes.
I think this is just for the Duff heads.
And there's lots of them. There's lots of them.
Or the Duffy Ducks.
Yes.
Let's go. Cinderella Story.
Yes.
Crazy film.
Yes.
What did we think off the bat?
Okay. Straight off the bat. Every like sort of iconic moment earned, I think.
Wow, huge.
I think it, like, you know, it stayed around. It's crazy how many of them are now TikTok sounds. You're like, you know what?
Oh, true.
Like, I don't know. Jennifer Cool. It's crazy. Everyone was like, she's not a star. And then like 2 years later, White Lotus is like, you know what? She is iconic. It's like, guys, she's been here the whole time.
She's been here the whole time.
The whole goddamn time.
I'm going to pitch two things. And I think that this is a totally below average sort of like female skewing children's movie.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer Coolidge is in her own movie with her own sense of humor. And for some reason, no other humor's matching it. Like, she is on this whole other, like, isn't LA stupid?
Fad dies, just like, I'm gonna parody this whole generation.
It feels like she's in this whole other hilarious movie, and yet the movie's sense of humor, like, never bleeds to anyone else. So I don't know if Jennifer Coolidge is bringing that, or whether that was written just for her.
I just think it's a great role. You're just like, you are a nasty aunt who has essentially stolen money out of a child's hands. Like, that's just a great place to go. Chad Michael Murray's given nothing. He's just, you're pretty, but Jennifer Coolidge, you go fucking nuts.
It is. She's the one that's been given a meaty role. Like, they're like, you're mean, you're doing this thing, everything like that. Everybody else is just like you're pretty.
You are, yeah. And I guess that's the problem with like Cinderella, right? You're sort of like, oh man, I'll be honest, the ugly stepsisters ain't given much, except in the third Cinderella film. You seen that one? There's a beautiful redemption arc.
I think it feels like we've done a lot of them, or a lot of these like fairy tale adjacent ones. Why do people enjoy the Cinderella of it all?
I gotta tell you, it's crazy that the original Cinderella, maybe there was one before that, but it's crazy they knew that this story ain't that interesting. We're gonna follow the rats for most of it. The rats is all I remember about Cinderella, and they slap. Them making a dress, them hiding around stuff, great stuff. And people should have taken that from Cinderella. There ain't much here.
Considering LA has a rat problem, while they didn't bring the rats to the forefront of this story.
Who are the rats? Now, this might be, I don't know if this is me.
Say it.
Well, is it?
I think we know what they are. Say it.
Is it the staff?
It's all the staff.
It's the staff.
They're the little rats.
Ah.
They're the ones that are helping.
I know, but it's cruel, I think.
It is super cruel. It's so mean. They're like, the diner's going to be her pseudo family.
Yeah.
Thus, they are the rats.
Yeah.
And you're just
they're
like,
the
that's
smelly
not
alley
fair.
cats. They're the horrid horses. You know, they're just the kind of down the luck, Eeyores of the
It's
world.
one guy holding a giant salmon puppet, being like, look at this salmon. I don't know why it's near alive. Like, he's fresh caught it, but he's always just like, look how much salmon I've got.
I thought they were trying to do a salmon motif, but they kind of dropped that. I love they're doing the salmon diet. Should we get into it?
So, let's bring up the fact that they love starting a motif and never
paying it off.
My favorite one is them being like, there's a drought. Hold on to that for an hour and a half and it will come back.
We get set up. We're introduced to I can't remember. It's Hilary Duff.
It's Hilary Duff.
I'm not even
Cinderella. I think her name is Cinderella.
I don't think it's Cinderella.
I think it's Cinderella.
I read in the description I just read was like Montgomery somebody.
Sorry, Cinderella Montgomery.
All right, Cinderella.
Or Cindy. Is it Cindy? Is it a play on Cinderella?
It's Sam.
Oh, that's right. Of course, it's Sam. Sam. Look, she's a young girl. Her life in LA is incredible.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a mum. Boom. The dad's great, and he runs into Jennifer Coolidge, and they start a family. This is a problem I have with every iteration of Cinderella.
Gotcha.
Is I just don't think they ever do enough to ever make you believe the dad would end up with this.
I gotta tell you, I think this film does a brave job of going, listen, Jennifer Coolidge fucks. Thoughts? And I guess, you know what? I'm in that world. I think, we're meant to believe that, the dad's this, like, great guy and he just died. That's the POV of a 4-year-old. I'm going to tell you right now, probably a sleazy little rich guy who wanted some poo-tang.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think every time that's like, the dad was hooking up with the most awful person, you're like, well, the dad can't have been a good guy.
No.
He's obviously not a good judge of character.
He had a lot of wealth in the medieval times? Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah.
Feudalism
right.
was going pretty bad with that, okay? Okay, let's see. He wasn't a knight, okay?
Sounds like he owned a lot of land.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And this modern day in LA, good. 2000s? Yeah, I don't think he was a great guy.
Not at all. I love the ambiguity of however the dad died.
Oh, they come into the house. There's like a big earthquake. An earthquake, right?
Yeah.
And just like Jennifer Coolidge's like, "Oh, come here. You need to help me." Dad, don't leave. He walks off. He then turns into home base. And this was so sad.
But I'm like, how did he die?
Oh,
For all we know, it was then just like cancer.
Yeah.
Like there was an earthquake.
3 years later, he got the diagnosis. It wasn't good.
Because it's
That earthquake really was a bad sign.
you go to the exterior of the house and the house hasn't fallen. What fell on him? Did he die in the earthquake or did he not die in the
Maybe
earthquake?
it was a very embarrassing thing, like he didn't like a wobbly pot was on a rickety shelf and it landed on his head, very Looney Tunes style, big bump in his head. But in this real world, he dies.
I think maybe in an original script, Jennifer Coolidge killed him, and they didn't want to go down that route, but had only filmed like a hand leaving her hand. Because there's nothing. It's not a bad earthquake.
No.
I would believe it if they were like, "Oh, the house crumbled and he didn't get out," but the house is fine. Everybody else is fine. I don't know what occurred to him.
It is just a bit ominous. But you're probably right. They probably were like, oh, I would have loved if she killed her.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
would be fun.
Well, it feels very like, "Come help me."
That's what happens in the original, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also in the original he goes away. I don't know if the dad dies or just goes away to war
leaves.
or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's like something is demanded of him.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happens in the Camila Cabello Cinderella,
I think
the ultimate version of Cinderella.
Yes, that's how we sort of view it. Anyway, so he's now dead. Hilary Duff is immediately put into slavery, and it ain't a good life, but it's a life.
I think it's a pretty sick life. Her room is awesome.
Oh yeah,
she goes into a room.
I live
she's
in an
like,
attic, and it's like, in the 2000s, you had a post on a 45-degree angle. Sick. That's
She's
so
like,
cool.
I live in an attic. I'm like, live in a fucking penthouse. She was in the room I grew up in. Like, she's there.
I've
and she's
seen
like,
it. It was very Harry Potter. It was very under the stairs. You know?
So Harry Potter core.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
Your parents had a big bedroom for you, but they kept their brother with lots of presents.
I was just in the closet next to, like, that was in the big bedroom.
It was more of a weird thing you did. They were like, Carl, there's a large room for you.
There
Please
is-
come out.
And I'm like, I feel safe in smaller places.
Jennifer Coolidge is demanding. She's like, you know what, you're working 7 days a week at that shitty diner that your goddamn my husband left me in the will. The Ugly Stepsisters, they're doing swimming aerobics. What a couple of bitches. Huh?
I think if there's one thing that's good about Cinderella, it's that there's always a meaty role for the stepsisters. That's always such a high camp OTT role.
Yes.
So much fun for any actress to get. I always enjoyed that role. It's funny, you could like rank them through every iteration. The Ugly Stepsisters always there. I really enjoy all of Jennifer Coolidge's lines. Like I love the like people go to uni to get a job.
Yeah.
You already have a job.
But just settle. It's just so much fun. Like it's crazy how much stuff is like still retained. Like her and those little sunbathing goggles.
Yeah.
Just like, you're not very smart.
Yeah,
and you're not
very
very
bright.
pretty. I'm glad we had this chat. Just really fun. She's working on such a different level. God, good.
She is. I wish everybody was elevated to her level in this movie.
I think the closest we almost get is like her, and this is a sad trope. I think it's still around that Lizzie McGuire has like a boyfriend, just a pal who's just a guy. They will not get together because he is ugly, and she wants the popular guy. And this makes me sad as a loser kid. But he rocks up in like 2000s do-rag, and I was like, damn, that's a choice. Let's see, we go through it.
I was like, ooh, I can't remember, but is he going to be like this the entire time? No, he's like a nerdy actor.
Yes,
Like,
he's just a theater kid, which is probably the worst thing you can be.
absolutely. They were right to be like, she would never love a theater kid.
She has some respect.
She has some respect for herself. What do we think of the rebrand of the diner?
As the
As like a roller skate pink place.
Gotcha. I guess it works. I think so. I'll be honest, I didn't really notice much difference. One was like a sort of
I think Jennifer Coolidge just added roller skates and made it all pink.
yeah.
It's crazy that everybody stayed.
Of course, it's a good job. It's an LA diner. Carl.
They're all like, we stayed because of Sam. And I'm like, I don't know. If I was the cook and the boss died, and the wife took it over, and I had a little bit of investment in Sam, I'd still leave. I'd just check in on Sam occasionally.
You good, Sam? All right, I'm going to get another job at a diner that pays well.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't have to wear roller skates or be belittled by the staff and the owner.
It is fun in this universe that I think working at a diner, and it does feel like maybe this is just the school bullies, but this seems like the worst thing you can do. If you work at a diner, you're scum.
Absolutely.
That's just it. Car washing, that's fine. Cool. Even like groovy. If you work at a diner, you are scum.
It is weird in movies when like the popular kids just like look down on just any job.
I think
surely
that's changed though. Now I feel
everybody's worked a job.
Yeah.
Like why they're like, oh, I've come into this sleazy diner and I'm like asking for like a no calorie food item, and she's like, have some water, and they're like,
that's
you bitch.
It's a great line. Honestly, Hilary Duff does not take many L's. This popular kid really cannot.
She takes them all.
They're just like, you're working a job. Get out of here. You're going to Princeton. Get out of here. She's like, you're a skinny bitch and you fucking demand, respect from others, but you'll never get it. And
I'm going to tell you, everything's going all right for Sam.
Yeah.
She has a car, a job, maybe is going to Princeton.
Yeah.
Honestly, has a best friend that's like ride or die for her, and
Yeah.
she's flirting with the hottest guy in school. Yeah, Sam's a loser.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a hard film to get into because I just can't relate, Now,
Sam's the coolest person I've ever seen on screen.
100%.
So why would I ever feel pity for her? When everything starts going her way, I'm just like,
well, okay, so we started in Ivory Tower, and then she's added an extra story.
She gets upset when a play's done about her, and I'm like, babe, a play was written about you. That is high class. I would have given anything to have a play written about me.
You just got like a novella written about you, and it was weak.
And it was a Stephen King one. Trying to spin that into a miniseries, doesn't climax. It turns out that she is flirting with Chad Michael Murray, but they do not know each other. They're flirting over text.
Does this happen a lot? I feel like we're just a bit too young to know this, like, instant messaging. I guess you just gave out your username. You're like, well, let's chat and really form a bond.
I think they met in like a Princeton online group chat or something.
Okay, but that would be set up by the university. They're like, hey guys, jump on AOL. We just found some people near your area, and you're gonna chat and fall in love. But don't, for God's sake, tell your identity. That really ruins this vibe, I like it though. I don't know. It's definitely not good. It shouldn't. That's technology that should be left behind because they're immediately nefarious. But for this vibe, it's fun.
It is fun, especially because it's pre them being like bullying, like fishing, like pedophilia, like pre all nobody knows who she's talking to.
Imagine if like one Chad Michael Murray's like, yeah, I've been chatting to this girl, she's asking for all my personal details, I've really formed a connection, and quite frankly we're gonna live together in Princeton. Like, dude, you're getting scammed aggressively.
The dad's like, I've promised you a car wash.
No, Dad, all she needs is like 40 Bitcoin and then we're up to the races. Come on, let me live my dream.
I have to free her.
What now? I feel like this is such an American thing. I still don't know, but it's so prevalent in so many American films. He's going to university for sport. Is that so he then become an athlete, or is the sport just to get into university?
The sport is so that you're paid for.
Yeah,
because most families that can't pay for university need to get in on a scholarship. So that's why it's like, if you get into sport, you can at least get in on a scholarship, do what you actually want to do while still playing sport, and then on the other side of it,
play sport for the university, like as in like a sort of a team.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I think it's like a lot of like, oh, you playing really well, like you can probably start veering off to athlete territory, and it's like, oh, is it not coming through for you? Then you can veer off into the academic side of what you're looking at.
Gotcha.
But I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you suddenly get bad at your sport, you can lose the scholarship.
Yes.
Same as if you start getting bad at your academic, you can lose the scholarship
It's
as well.
It's a tightrope, crazy. It's a tightrope that seems to always end at you coming back to the car wash.
Oh, there's no success for him.
No.
It's like us in Australia where we're just in debt now.
Yeah. We went to the university 4 kilometers that way.
Yeah.
And then we came back home. I'm like, all right, well, they took all my money, and I've got a useless degree.
Yeah. We've just had the Australian tax time, which is when I'm reminded what my HEX debt is. And oh my God, have I just fucked myself? Like, literally fucked myself in what my educational debt is.
Carl, don't you understand? That might be a large bill, but don't worry. You've got a degree in media studies.
It's great. It's great. All those
That
reality shows and all those TV shows I worked on. Wow. Look at where I am, sitting in a dull room with you.
You could have easily just not. I'll be honest. The government would have paid for us not to do this.
With this flickering light, I'm like, that debt's never getting paid. just looking up at it.
It got fixed immediately, and then it's immediately broke. God, it's a bad omen.
I do also love this thing. Chad Michael Murray also wants to become like a writer.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
Whoa, he can type. Okay.
He can type. I'll tell you what he gives. He gives that he writes smut. Like he gives that he writes sort of like Tumblr smut.
Yeah. Oh, he's just fishing Lizzie for just like, so you got some like nice prose you could use. I kind of want to use this in my like sort of I've got a whole vampire thing with like a lawyer thing. It's tasteful, but I need some sort of a bit of depth.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I've got this sort of like after series, sort of like a thing.
Yeah.
Might get Ralph Fiennes' nephew in it. That's probably going to be big. Amazon might buy the last 5 films.
Damn, they did so well.
We're gonna get like a Cole or a Sprouse or something in it.
One of the Disney channels. Oh, you know what I found out, which was crazy, because I was going down Hilary Duff's like IMDb, because from 2000 to 2006, booked and busy. Holy shit. A career-spanning like thing from 14 to 18. It was nuts. But then what I did also find was that in 2002, maybe we can cut this, I don't know, Disney Channel did a bunch of promos for just, hey, 9/11, how we doing?
Oh, I've seen these, yeah.
Oh my god, they are not tasteful, but they're definitely... they encapsulate a vibe, Just a bunch of like Cole Sprouse holding like a white rose going, hey, chat to your friends about this.
Yeah, talk to your mum. Like, it was crazy that Disney was like, we need to get the children together.
They were like, all right, we're going to get Malcolm in the Middle. We'll get, I guess, Oprah. We'll get some other people, Hilary Duff. And
don't they give, is it, I can't remember who it is, but at least in the one I've seen, they give a considerable chunk to just one of them, and everybody else gets like the chopped up bit part of being like, we're here for you. And then somebody gets like when the towers fell, like somebody gets the intense part, and it's sort of cruel.
I feel like it's Phil of the Future as well. It's like, oh, he did not need that meaty role,
It feels like everybody read that part, and then they picked the person that read it the worst and put it in, like, into the ad. If you don't know what we're talking about, go and look it up. It's nuts.
And there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
They must have been just like on replay. They're like, oh, we haven't got any trailers for today because 9/11 happened. So how about we just flood this?
And they're so well produced, they didn't come out till 2004. They took their time.
There's one, I can't remember what it was. I think it's either Dylan or like Shia LaBeouf. That's just like, yeah, man, I really needed this because like last year, all we were talking about was 9/11. And I can't stop talking about it. But I just think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. Crazy.
Oh, just nuts. Just nuts. It's crazy what people let Disney get away with.
They're like, so we're running a bunch of kids. They're going to be chatting about their experiences. It does sound good on paper, but given it 20 years' time, you're like, damn, that's crazy.
It is. Chad Michael Murray breaks up with the villain.
Yes.
So she's sort of a little bit on a rampage.
Yeah. I love that they really just used all the same actors for like 5 years, because she's the mean girl in a few of these.
She is. She's in like Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah.
And Dodgeball, I think she was in as well. Like she's good as well. It's a shame she's not, because I think she's fun in this.
I think so.
You know what? I will say I think this movie is like the reason it's able to be propped up. Acting's good.
Yeah.
I think everybody's fun and doing a good enough.
You're right, Jennifer Coolidge is a different league, but I think everyone's giving what they need to.
Yeah, I think I think Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray's saddle were pretty dull characters.
Yeah.
But all the supporting ones are having fun.
Totally.
They're going all in.
I think the only time I turn off is when they're sort of doing their like...
when it's just their shtick.
Yeah.
When they're like, we're gonna be in a gazebo for a while, and you're like, cut to anything else. Cut to anybody else having a good time, please. They get ready to go to the dance.
Yes.
We get
the ball.
Yeah, the ball.
I picked up on that. I have a degree in this. I understood that the ball was meant to be the dance. It's quite technical.
It's very... Now that you've said it, it went over my head.
I love it's pretty much, they pick out a mask. He can't tell it's her, right?
No.
Gotcha.
He's not going to Princeton.
Yeah. I'm a writer. I love smut.
Yeah.
Who the hell's that? I want to bang her.
I'm a writer. I'm not a visual learner. I can't see who's under the mask.
Words are my weapon.
I am blind. I
She
think at the dance, I'm going to tell you right now, Chad Michael Murray's character comes off as a bit classist.
Oh, really? What?
I just
he
think
works at a car wash, Carl. He's very high class.
Really weird. Also, really quickly, one of the major things about the movie is that there's a drought. Crazy that hasn't hindered the car wash. Considering everybody's like, we can't even keep our lawns green. Everybody's like, well, we're spraying water everywhere.
If you've got
over
a
our
smelly
cars.
car, you might as well end it all.
I feel like they would be hindered the most.
I'm going to say it right now. In 2000s, I don't think they registered that as like water use. I just don't think that was a car. What we need a car. Don't be ridiculous, okay? We won't water the lawn, but the car needs to be wet, okay? It's a wet car. He rocks up. I love films because everyone, even if you're popular, you don't give a shit about costume, and in films you have to. Everyone commits. The two ugly stepsisters are Siamese cats. That's just fun.
I love, for some reason, everybody's in a pear's costume.
Yes.
There's like the two musketeers, the two cats, there's salt and pepper.
Oh,
like
salt and pepper. I immediately was like, that's a great costume.
I will ding the fact that I don't think Jennifer Coolidge would have let her daughters go as these conjoined cats.
Gotcha.
And then be shocked they didn't win. I'm like, come on. What did you think was going to happen to these two cats?
I think she thought that their personality would shine through, and I agree with her, huh?
Okay, I'll give them that. They're a hoot. It's one of those things where I think, you know what? She has thought, well, she's gone, if you go as joined cats, you'll be talked about all night.
Oh,
Because it's a banging costume.
You reckon Salt and Pepper were furious when they saw the two cats? Like,
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, that's a whole thing. I did think Salt and Pepper, and then you get a 3-person costume. Someone comes as Cumin, like, midway through the party.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be like, you bitches, who the fuck is this? Who the hell's Pepper? You know? And Salt's like, it's not my thing. What do you think, man?
I would have loved all three to come as Cumin.
Oh, we should have texted. We should have texted.
When she walks in her costume, everybody is aghast.
Yes.
They turn around, they're like,
Wow.
Who is that?
the hell
They're
is
like, love the dress, hate her.
Yeah.
They're all in on whoever the hell this is.
Here's the thing. You can be admired, but to be hated, now that's real power.
I can't remember the last time I ever made a head turn.
You haven't done it at a ball?
No.
You haven't done it at the ball? 3 to 6 times
How many
a week.
balls have you been to?
About this week?
Yeah.
What day is it today?
Tuesday.
Okay, 3. 3-ish. 2, 1 was a gala, so it wasn't, I don't count that.
You there just being like, this isn't a ball, this is a gala. Just annoyed.
I wore my goddamn fancy mask for nothing.
You thinking every ball is a masquerade ball?
It's crazy than not. It's crazy that's just a theme. It seems like that's, when you think of a ball, you go, well, I have to wear a mask. It's crazy that's not even optional. It's a very niche ball. Most balls are just people dressing, like, just coming fancy. How do they catch on?
I don't know. Is dancing in a well-lit gazebo just a big thing in America?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like there's constantly a gazebo for them to go out to.
For us, it's a veranda. Or at one of those barbecues.
It's usually the barbecue.
Yeah, it's a bit
all-
less, you sort of huddle around the barbecue.
It hasn't been cleaned by whoever used it last.
Oh,
They put
God.
that on the next person.
Yeah, there's bird shit everywhere. It's just like, okay, well,
Usually
I guess...
a bit of crust on the ground.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
Some beer cans left behind.
Oh, broken glass. There's broken glass
Absolutely.
everywhere.
Broken glass, broken homes.
Ah, but it's a beautiful setting for
It's a great place to take someone.
Is she dressed as Cinderella?
Yes.
Gotcha.
'Cause you know what-
How do they know that's Cinderella? That's just a dress.
No, so this is what I thought. So
Okay.
when they win Prince Charming and Cinderella, they're like, get up here.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody else went as Prince Charming and Cinderella? Because surely lots would.
Why do you think that? I think
They're very famous. Like you're telling me in a school of 3,500 people.
Yeah. Carl, 2 things. 1, okay, I just think that Cinderella and Prince Charming, pretty lame costume. I will say who should have won, though, the parking space guy. Did you spot him? Somebody was dressed as, in America, you get given a parking space and you can, paint it and do everything.
Yeah.
Someone was dressed as that. I thought that was a great costume.
Some people have turned it out.
I think so. I think, honestly, Prince Charming and Cinderella, pretty piss weak
Pretty
costume.
dull costumes.
I think it's completely valid that there's not a double up because it's a shit costume.
I just think so many lazy people would be like, I'm going to Cinderella. I'm going as Prince Charming.
But what even is that? He's like, because he
if
rocks...
you go and you simply just wear a dress, you could just be like, I'm Cinderella.
Yeah, and it's fucking lazy. She's in a ball gown. It seems like Chad Michael Murray is sort of like, I don't want to be the 3 Musketeers. I just whip this together. And he's in royal, guard. It's beautiful. I don't know how he just sort of slapped that together.
I know. Why didn't he go as the 3rd Musketeer?
I guess for the plots, and I guess he wouldn't look good in
I'd be
moustache.
shitty.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we've gone out to rent
Then
these
you're just
costumes.
then you're just two French guys.
I
in
think
wigs.
they even say that, like, we're just two musketeers now. Fucking useless. Like,
You would be pissed though.
she gets overwhelmed. She has to run away. She leaves her phone. We have a fun little car chase.
Yes.
You know, that everybody's sticking up for her at the diner.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Why has Regina King not done more work since winning an Oscar?
What did she win an Oscar for?
She won it for, I think, If Beale Street Could Talk.
Gotcha.
And then she did, like, Watchmen that she's great in. She's been great in everything.
Oh, yes.
And it's one of those things, I think it's the same like Lupita Nyong'o, and you're just like, I don't know, Olivia Colman won an Oscar and she's in like 40 things a year.
Yeah.
And you guys won Oscars too, and nobody's hiring you.
She's a very quiet, just, yep. Good for you. Good for you.
I think that they should be heavily rewarded. Same, fucking Daniel Kaluuya's barely been used since winning an Oscar. And he's awesome.
He was so good in the Judas the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
That was
And
so
Nope.
good.
Like, I think he got the lead in Nope off of that, but,
Yeah.
like, he's not used in any, it's bullshit. Like,
What else has he not? It's crazy from like here's a Marvel film, you know.
I
feel like
guess
that's-
he's in Black Panther.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, but pre-Oscar, and then he didn't come back for the second one. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
It's odd that you say that because Cinderella Story is kind of like a career highlights, you know.
Oh, I assume she won the Oscar because they were like, oh, finally, we can reward her for Cinderella Story. The car that they're in gets brutally massacred.
Yes.
Is there any payoff to this?
Wait, his little car?
His car like has a sign fall on it when he's not meant to get it wrecked, but there doesn't seem to be a fallout.
No. Well, here's the thing. He's also a spoiled child. I don't know how he's
for
been
sure.
quiet. He's wrecked 4 of these cars.
He does.
And they're like $100,000 each. So I don't know.
I think the
guess
dad
the
knows.
rich don't have any consequences, Carl. I'll say it. That's
Call
right.
them out.
Yeah.
I know that this.
But guys, if you've got money, give it to us, and we'll say whatever you guys want.
Yeah, I've got to pay off my hex.
Here's the thing: we're a mouthpiece. That's all this podcast is. Come on,
We're
please.
absolute puppets.
Yeah.
We will advertise. I'll sell out in a heartbeat. I just think it's like the parents know that this kid is not doing well at school, and they're like, give him gifts.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, and you can attest to this. If you're at a school and you see a loser kid, but they've got money, suddenly they're cool. And that's what works. Money's cool. Okay?
Money talks.
Money talks.
I've seen Wall Street too.
Yeah, and so have most
it never
children.
sleeps. It talks and then never sleeps. God, the personification of money. Oliver Stone got it.
Oh, he nailed it. And they nailed it back in JFK. Oh, I started watching JFK with my partner. She did not enjoy it. It's a lot of men chatting for the first hour.
Yep, I've only ever watched the first hour, and I was like, okay, it's a bit of chat.
Nah, but then Donald Sutherland starts chatting. Oh my god, he nails it.
They just keep introducing famous white men
Yeah.
all through the first hour, and I'm like, I can't track any of this.
I gotta tell you, don't worry, because then the last 2 hours they introduce double the amount, so you're
Oh,
fine.
thank God. It was like, there's a lot of Jack Lemmon.
They come back. He doesn't really come back. They do like a big court scene at the end,
Yeah.
and they're all like sort of popping back up. But Jack Lemmon doesn't get much. I'll be honest.
As well he shouldn't.
Whoa, that's fucked up. to
It's
say.
so much of I was like, is this just what's it called, Grumpy Old Men or
Yeah.
whatever that's what it like they were like that dynamic worked in that comedy. Put it at the beginning of JFK. It's like when you watch some movies and you're like, Cheech and Chong's in this?
They do well though.
They do well. Like in After Hours, you're like, they got Cheech and Chong
That's
to
great.
do their shtick.
Martin Scorsese was like, dude, I watched that. I was high as hell, and I saw those guys, and they need to be in a film,
Yeah.
and they nailed it.
It's like in the middle of, I don't know, Beau Was Afraid. They were like, there's the 3 guys from Workaholics. Like,
I haven't seen Beau Was Afraid. I assume that does happen though.
It might as well.
Ari Aster seems like a big workaholics kind of guy.
oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Prince Charming starts trying to find Cinderella.
Yes.
They're holding all this stuff to look for
I gotta
her.
tell you, his friends are like, dude, you're gonna fuck her. And he's like, I don't know, I just want to chat and do my writing. And he's like, we brought every girl that was at the dance. Chad Michael Murray, an odd acting choice, is like, I'd rather die than see those women. Do not let me near them. I'll go feral. And he's like, you're gonna find them.
Some off-color humor here. I think the principal hits on a student.
When was that?
She comes out and she's just like, you're all in trouble. But it's like, oh, not you, Scott.
Oh, of course.
And you're just like, oh, okay.
Carl, here's the thing. It's wrong, but it's Chad Michael Murray, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone had a crush on Chad Michael Murray.
The other thing as well is, do we think the story of Cinderella exists in this world? It must do if they've got Prince Charming and Cinderella
Yes.
at the ball. Because nobody's like, we're just doing Cinderella.
Here's the thing, Carl. We're very clever, and we can pick up on these subtle nods to Cinderella. I don't think even Chad Michael Murray with his Princeton degree and Hilary Duff with hers, they couldn't understand what we're trying to deal with here, huh?
I mean, Chad Michael Murray's character is really into writing. Doesn't mean he reads.
No.
He's never heard of or read Cinderella.
Here's the thing, though. Like, would you know if you were in, like, a fairy tale, like, fable?
Yes.
Like, I don't think you would.
No, I recognize. I have a lot of self-awareness. I'd recognize it immediately.
I don't think you would, because you've been living a long time as Goldilocks, and it's been pretty sad.
Been a constant Three Bears scenario.
You brought such a large amount of porridge today, and it just open your eyes, man. It's pretty. Come on, you know.
How dare you? I'm gonna go have a nap on the most medium bed I can find.
How does he know? I like this, and I don't want to. I'm not going to nitpick, but figure it out, Chad Michael Murray. It's her. It's Hilary.
Are you
Duff.
blind? There's a part where he is. I guess he has a row with his dad and walks around LA at 2 a.m. in the morning as an under 18-year-old and is like face to face looking at her and is like, "Isn't life hard?" Like, and she's just like, "Crazy, you don't see it. Crazy, you don't see me right now."
Oh, I do. Yeah, he does try to relate to her, and I guess he's the only other like child with a job. But is this really it? They don't have much in common. I don't know if I buy them.
Oh, I do. At the end of the movie ends on a weird note, which is she flat out like says, I'm happy for now, but then again, I'm only a freshman. And I'm like, so we're saying this is doomed.
Oh, 100% doomed. So they're just like, we just met and we're both going to Princeton. We met in a chat room. Week 1, they're both going to find people that are much more suited for them.
Crazy to end it on like, just this is life. like things don't work out. Anyway, the two ugly stepsisters, they get stuck in a car wash.
Yeah.
Now, I've always wondered, could this kill you?
It's quite comedic. Their hair goes all shampooey and frizzy. I think it could. Have you seen people get caught in a car wash?
No.
I guess I have.
It looks brutal.
It's pretty fucked. I've seen one guy with like a hose. He gets sword, and it's at the start, it's like, oh, he's getting twisted up. Then he gets flung pretty aggressively. It's a horrid thing. And you know what? I'm going to say right now, films shouldn't joke about that. Car washes kill upwards of 6 people a year. They're killed.
It famously kills.
They famously kill. Yeah.
Never talk to somebody at your local car wash today to learn more.
You talk to the car wash attendee and he will tell you 3 to 5 times a day they're dead.
Maybe it's an Australian thing. I know at the moment Australia's really worried about feral cats killing our birds. I got to tell you, car washes killing just people, what much bigger issue.
You wouldn't believe.
Be careful.
Car washes kill about 5 times more native birds than cats.
It does. Yeah, they kill cats and birds and people.
I don't know. Maybe we'll cut this. At the moment, my neighborhood is on cat watch. There's help wanted posters.
I saw. And there's this one's a fugitive and it looks like Bigfoot. Like it's that blurry. It's like, have you seen a black cat? And it's so indistinguishable and you're just like, I guess.
Yeah, just tell me there's a cat. I don't need a picture. It's a crazy, this blurry white thing. It's like, guys, I know what a cat looks like. I'll be on the lookout. It is dead or alive, though. They really are pretty gruesome. But yeah, no, watch out for car washes,
The reward's 25 shillings. It's pretty fucking nuts.
Would you believe a little bag of leather gold, just a little sack, Puss in Boots style,
Oh,
you know?
there's a flat out just says there's a little bandit on the loose, and it's that cat. It's like that frozen stance of oh, they took a photo of me.
Yes, the ugly stepsisters catch wind. They're going to sort of do what I think they do in Cinderella. They're like, hey, Prince Charming, I'm actually Cinderella, so you want to fuck me? And he immediately shuts them down.
He's flat out just like, I was face to face with her apart from the eyes. You're not it.
Yeah.
She was a blonde.
Yeah. She was blonde. She had Hilary Duff's facial features.
She was tall.
I just don't know what her around the eyes look like. And that's the pivotal part of most humans. That's how you know what a human looks like.
They then out the story of who Cinderella is.
Yes.
Like Cinderella's Sam.
Yeah.
They do a big song and dance about it as a play.
Yeah.
All the cheerleaders are furniture, and I thought that was a great touch.
I think so. I think they really listen. They smacked this play together in like I don't know, in a couple of hours. It really
Pretty
worked.
good.
Really worked.
I reckon with a bit of finessing off Broadway, a little bit more investment on Broadway,
Yeah.
and then 5 years time, Cirque du Soleil version of it in
this
Vegas.
screams Hamilton. You know,
does.
that's the thing about this. I will say I do.
Lynn would lose his shit over this.
I gotta tell you, this play is really pivotal to us. The rest of the audience, the dad of Chad Michael Murray is like, he says, "What the hell is all this?" As in, like, hey, have you been fucking like Hillary? Is that what's going on? But it really does seem like, what is this avant-garde?
He keeps
What is
leaning
this?
forward like when my dad was watching Interstellar. And it's just sort of like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you know? And less more so just being like, do you know what's going on? And more so like, do you know what's going on?
I'm very lost. So that cheerleader is a chair, or she is Chad Michael Murray? Is she you, or are you Hillary Duff? What's going on?
Why is this play about you? Like, why?
Yeah. Is it? Are we praising you? Have you done something wrong? It seems that they're celebrating you. It's a play.
To me, it feels like you haven't done anything wrong, but they seem upset at you, Chad. Why?
It seems like you've been messaging a girl that you're vibing with. I'm on your side.
They're bullying that poor, hard-working girl over there that's going to get into Princeton, and these deadbeat furniture pieces are going to stick around in town, and I don't get why.
It's an apt metaphor. They
Yeah.
are just scenery.
It's weird everybody's laughing at this play, because it's not very funny.
Here's the thing, though, and this is psychopathic. I think bullying's really, I don't know, maybe evolved. I think kids maybe are a bit more secret. Maybe
It's
social
more
media-
systematic.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to, like, I'm going to bring you down over a course of texts
Yeah.
and, like, life choices
Yeah.
that will ruin you.
Yeah.
And back in the day, they were like,
Let's put on a play.
You're going to sit on my friend Pamela. We're going to tell a story.
We're going to destroy you through limericks, okay?
One of them falls into a pie. And I'm like, we're not making fun of the woman that fell into a pie? Like,
That's acting, Carl, though. She committed, and honestly, that pie deserved it.
oh, the pie was great in the
Yeah.
scene.
How
The
would
dad
you-
even leaned forward and was just like, do we get pie tonight, son?
Well, it's good in branding. Now, what would you do if you were getting bullied through a play? Because this is what Shakespeare was doing, right? He was like, check out the fucking king we've got.
It's
He
a,
fucking sucks.
it's a
He
form
made
of flattery.
I mean, guess, yeah. So you take it as a compliment.
I'd be like, wow, I'm weighing so freely on your minds. You assembled 10 to 20 people to perform a play? That's loser territory. Like, I'm sorry. Calm the fuck down. I'm flirting with the hottest guy in school. Yeah, okay. Make fun of
It is
me.
just sort of like, look at this fucking loser. One, she's got a job and she's going to a great university. And she took my boyfriend.
Imagine doing this and then finding out her love fixes a drought. She's a fucking king.
You be fuming like, oh god, it's awful for us, but god, it's a great climax. You know, that's really good. It's what the play needed, honestly. We were off Broadway, now we're on.
Sam might be the most powerful being ever. Like, calm down. Let's get to the penultimate scene.
Yes.
Let's get to the, like, waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this
Which is
drought.
powerful. He's annoyed at her because she
Didn't tell him, I think?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm a bit loosey-goosey on them as a relationship.
I can foresee that he would be upset being like, oh, so you know who I was.
Yeah.
And you knew I was looking for you.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, would it be insulting? Like, I guess to him it's like, oh, so you're not interested in me because you have not...
But I don't think he says that. I think he was just slightly inconvenienced. And, you know, you'd never slightly inconvenience Chad Michael Murray.
Never. Also, I don't like him. So I don't really care.
He is such a dreamboat. And I feel like maybe...
Is that meant to be enough?
I think it was enough. I honestly, the gazebo scene, we were like, skip this. My partner was like, that was beautiful. You gotta be quiet now. This is the moment. So people love him.
Yeah.
People go fair.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But wait till they find out he's just like a smut writer. Just like
They went to Princeton, okay?
he's getting kicked out of Princeton ASAP. They're going to be looking for like the next like Booker Prize winner, and he's going to be just like somebody that got like a Wattpad first place.
Here's the thing. Book's a book, buddy. Book's a book.
Yeah.
And one's a what?
Chase the money.
Yeah, chase the money.
Chase the money.
Yeah, you think after they're vibing, okay? They're doing well. They've got the big game. I don't know what this represents in Cinderella. I guess they also did.
Well, I don't think they really do it. They just kiss and it ends the drought.
Yeah.
I just like sure, I guess. Everything just sort of fixes itself.
Yeah.
It's like they kiss and they fix the drought. They get together, they find the will, and the movie ends.
Yes.
And Regina King gets the diner.
Yeah.
Like, so everything's fine. It's weird the court's like, you have to work for Regina King now. And I'm like, definitely a conflict of interest. Definitely you can't send her to work for like the business she once owned.
I gotta tell you, that's ugly step aunt law. That's a whole different thing. Normally, you want to have be ironic.
Yeah.
That's just the law.
Just the judge being like, okay, like maybe 7 years in prison, and then are you an aunt? Oh my god, get this woman some rags.
Are you shitting me? Two ugly stepsisters too? Classic. We were gonna kill you. We're gonna kill you. No, you guys have to legally work for this.
I would usually use a gavel, but I get to use a stamp when you're an aunt. Payback. Justice is served.
I do like, even in this universe, they're like, even the legal system's like, man, working at a diner is fucking hell. Worse than prison. You are going to have to clean a floor, which I've done, and I didn't.
It's a living wage.
Yeah.
Like, you should not shame anyone. Everybody's had to fucking clean.
How insulting
Like-
would you be if you got like a job and someone rocked up and like, hey, instead of going to jail, I have to work here. You're like, I got this job too.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? What have you done? What do you mean?
It's like when people like make fun of like, oh my god, you're working garbage disposal, and you're like, well, nobody else is fucking doing it.
And they get paid
Give
pretty
them
well.
They are going for it.
Do you make garbage? Do you make garbage?
Oh,
We all make garbage.
Do you produce something for somebody else to clean up? You sick son of a bitch. Give them the credit they deserve and fuck off. If you are going into a diner to eat, you are causing something to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Don't look down on it. I don't like the judge we've made up.
The judge is feral, but you know what? I back him 100%. Imagine not working at a car wash. I'd kill myself.
It was funny, the dad's like, I'm on board with my son being a writer and the car wash as a thing.
Yeah. He really, I guess that play really spoke to him, and that's the power of art.
He's just like, he goes home and all of his furniture is just people now. It's like,
I don't think he should have given up the game. I think he could have been like, hey, can I finish this game and then let's chat? I think this was too grand of a gesture.
there's no way this relationship works out.
No
way.
No.
Not
God,
a cent in hell.
No. What are they relating to? They're from two different economic systems.
are.
One's a car wash owner, one's a diner worker. It would never work.
It's not. They both have different kingdoms. She's also probably rich as hell. She owns a house now.
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
business.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't need him.
Ironically, she doesn't need a job.
Maybe that's why the dad was so happy. He was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
you
you're
need to
marrying
get wealth.
good. Yeah.
You're marrying into wealth? Get out there, son. Go to Princeton with her.
Son, you should know, my dream has always been to open up a diner. So this is... Car wash was just a means to an end. But now we got a diner? Holy shit. Things are going goddamn well.
Oscar, who would watch Cinderella? A Cinderella Story.
A Cinderella Story.
A Cinderella
Don't
Story.
fucking drop the A. I think this is great. I think it's fun. I think, yes, it drags a little bit, but I definitely don't think it's below average. I definitely think it's one of the better one of these stories. It's told, you're right, Jennifer Coolidge is lifting it up. But it all works. It all went by a treat. I think it's fun. People definitely put it too much on a pedestal, but it's still got some staying power. I vibe it. I think people should check it out. Who would watch it? Nah. If you're just working a horrid job and you just think, man, could it be worse? Yeah, it could be worse. You could be working at a diner, and that's probably the saddest life you can live.
I think that there's probably some joy like in it if you're not having to constantly watch it. Like
I will agree. I was
if you had seen this maybe 3 times already over the course of the last
I gotta
5
tell
years.
you, I am never touching this again.
Yeah.
This is me done.
Yeah.
My partner who'd given it 5 stars went, that is a 3. That's a good 3, but it ain't a 5. It's great. Never again. Yearly basis, yeah, I'd probably tear my. What part sticks out to you? Like, what part are you keen for in this film?
When I go to watch it,
Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's on a whole other level. Like, whatever she's giving, like, it's one of those things where you're like, no wonder somebody went and designed a show around showcasing how good Jennifer Coolidge is.
Yeah.
Like, the reason The White Lotus, I'm interested to see how the next. Won't spoil anything. It's just great that The White Lotus exists.
A great spoiler review. Love that.
Yeah, look, so I think if you are just, I think this is worth watching if you, I think obviously the early 2000s Disney vibe movies are just in their own lane.
Yeah.
And I think you know if you like them or not.
Yeah.
So if you are a fan of Sydney White and Wild Child and
I think this is one of the better ones, I'll say. Which is you give me a nod of approval?
I think they're all in the same barrel.
Oh, they're all 6 out of 10s.
Sure. If you want to go that high.
I'll go that high. That's a high
Massive.
praise.
Okay, sure. But yeah, I just think, you can do better. You can watch better. But if Jennifer Coolidge isn't in this...
If you're a teen girl, what's better?
Like Easy A? Do we think Easy A is like a...
Or
does that step up because it's a bit more raunchy?
I don't know if that's raunchy. I don't know if that's the 2010s or if that's just that Emma Stone gives a goddamn performance. I think that might be just our childhood nostalgia. I think we're just nostalgic for that. But maybe Easy A is great though. Isn't it great?
I don't know. It feels like
maybe that's a bit more teen-esque though, isn't it?
I guess so. I don't know where sort of the line of like where you age in and out of enjoying this sort of media is, because I don't know where it's like, if you enjoy a Cinderella Story, have you watched a John Hughes film? Yeah. Like, where's the sort of like, there's got to be, is a Cinderella Story like what The Breakfast Club is to somebody else of that generation, or is a Cinderella Story skew even younger, and then maybe like an Easy A falls down to that? I don't know where the demographics are drawn to be like, is this your coming of age like high school favorite like thing? I don't know, Oscar.
I don't know. It's a shame as well, because that's kind of the conceit of the whole podcast. But hey. Who would watch this, huh? We don't know. Baffled. Yeah. I could not tell you who would watch this. I don't know. People in their 80s? Maybe. People in their 80 years old? We can't tell.
Probably people just in a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is definitely... It screams 6:30 p.m. on the TV on a Saturday night. Prime Possum's hanging about.
Oh, yeah.
It's Australia. Like, and you're like, wow, they're going to stretch this to 2 hours with ads, and then the adult film will come on at 8:30. That's what it gives.
Then Easy A rocks up. It's like, hey, fuck that Cinderella shit, huh?
Yeah, that's right. And then after that, it's just a Terrence Malick, just like the nymphomaniac.
Oh, it works, though. It works.
Oh, it works. All right, you can join us next week when we are reviewing Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk, Carl.
I think it's I know Bruce Willis is in it.
Yes.
And that is about it.
He's wearing a hat.
I know it's famous.
Oh, he's wearing a hat.
Yeah, and I think maybe there's music in it.
Yeah.
Or there's dancing. I can't remember. There's a hawk, I think.
Is there a hawk?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Way
to make me feel stupid.
Get out of here, huh? Get out of here.